Before we begin today's episode, I would like to adjust my score on the Loco Roco review. In the original review, I had given the game a 16, and that score seemed a bit high considering all my negative comments on the game, and after I uploaded the video and thought about it a bit more, yeah, I felt the score was a bit high too. The reason the score was so high was because I enjoyed the sandbox mode a lot, but I later realized that I enjoyed the sandbox mode because I already had a stage that I had made a few years ago. But then I realized, to get the parts you need to make the sandbox mode fun, you need to play through the long, tedious, and boring levels. So with that in mind, I am reducing the score to a -8. A much lower score, yes, but I feel it's a bit more accurate this time. The levels are long and boring, and it's pretty frustrating to have to later replay the level to find a secret you somehow missed. Not to mention replaying the level to find more parts for the sandbox mode. But don't worry, I still have high hopes for Loco Roco 2. And now that that's out of the way, it's time to get on with today's review. Hello gamers and welcome back to the Slick Show, where it's my job to play a game and then judge it based on how much fun I had. Now before we get started, again, I must warn you, we are currently getting ready for a tropical storm to pass through the region, so you'll probably hear some rain in the footage. Oh no, don't worry about me, we're already prepared for the whole thing. Like, everything outside that can fly around has been brought in, everything we couldn't bring inside has been made sure to be latched down, and the window shutters are closed, so we should be safe. I mean, we're probably over-preparing because tropical storms aren't that bad anyway, but better to be safe than sorry. What you should worry about is because I'm about to go chimp mode on y'all, because today's game is Super Monkey Ball Banana Blitz HD for the PlayStation 4. Ah yes, Super Monkey Ball. Super Monkey Ball. Super Monkey Ball is a balanced puzzle platformer that was first brought into the world in 2001 on the Nintendo GameCube. Because of that game's success, they went on to create a variety of sequels, including Super Monkey Ball Adventure, where I is coming for you. But sadly, they never went on to create Super Monkey Ball Adventure 2 or Super Monkey Ball Adventure 2 Battle. But today's review is about the remake of Super Monkey Ball Banana Blitz, which was originally released on the Wii in 2006. Being a Wii game made in 2006, Super Monkey Ball Banana Blitz used the Wiimote and nunchuck, with the Wiimote controlling the tilt of the stage, with the stick on the nunchuck being used for the camera. But we don't have to worry about this, because nowadays I can use the Match C that is the PlayStation 4 controller. The HD remake was developed by Ryuga Gotoku Studio, which is better known for creating the Yakuza series. Yeah, I bet you didn't see that twist coming. This game is also part of a Sega revival, as I like to say. Over the past year or so, a lot of old Sega franchises have been revived. Not all the revivals have been by Sega, but I hope they start reviving more of their own franchises. Shenmue 1 and 2 got remastered, and they finally got a third entry in the series, though it was made by a different company. Panzer Dragoon got a remaster out of nowhere, Sakura Wars finally got a new entry, and Streets of Rage got a very shocking new entry as well, though it was also not made by Sega. And though it's a bit shaky, Phantasy Star Online 2 was finally released in North America. Don't worry, I will definitely address this game in the near future. And of course, this is the one we'll be talking about today. A quick disclaimer though, I did not actually play the original Banana Blitz, so if you're coming hoping for a comparison between the original and the remake, I'm sorry, that's not where you're getting. I'm going to be reviewing this game by itself, which is fine too. I mean, it is still a game. Even if it is a remake, it wouldn't be worth buying if it isn't fun. But is it fun? There's only one way to find out now, is there? Super Monkey Ball! Baby, all I want is you. Na 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 na. But a little me, you see why. Fun theme song. After that masterpiece of a theme song, we come to the main menu where we can play the main game of the game. In the main game, we can select from a variety of monkeys, and each monkey performs slightly differently based on their stats. I think I'm gonna choose Ai, because if I don't, I think he may come for me. Guess I can only select level 1, and now it's time for the opening video. Yes, the monkeys. They worship the banana. They honor the banana. Hold on, what's this giant shadow? Crash! Oh no, somebody stole the bananas! Who's this broad? Why does he have crab claws? Why did he steal our bananas? Why did he unceremoniously fly away? And now the monkeys are rather irritated. With a preface like that, how can I refuse? And finally, welcome to the main game. Go! Go! Do not let this wind fool you. This world, Monkey Island, is basically the tutorial of this game. It teaches you what you need to know, and it gives you a chance to get a feel for the controls. There isn't much to say, it's pretty easy. At the end of every world there is a boss fight. Each boss has a glowing part on their body that you must hit in order to defeat them, which sounds simple enough. The trick is memorizing their strategies and patterns in order to hit them and not get blown off the stage yourself. Please ignore this idiotic gameplay. This boss can pretty much be fought standing still for most of the battle. What was that? I finally got it. Looks like I recovered one of our stolen bananas, and Ai is very happy about that. The next world is called Jumble Jungle, where things get a little trickier with the addition of moving platforms. Since I'm here, I guess I'll talk about these bananas. What's the point of bananas? Well, not only do they add to your score, but if you collect 20, you get an extra life. Trust me, you will want extra lives, especially in the later levels. There isn't much else to say about Jumble Jungle, it's pretty easy stuff so far. What I can say is that the boss of this world messed with me a bit. To hit the missiles to send back to him, you have to hit them at the very top, which is not easy to hit when they're always tracking you. The next world is Smooth Sherbert. No, there are no ice physics. Thank God. Some of the levels in this world start to abuse the bumpers, which can be challenging if you're not ready for them. The next world is called Detritus Desert. Be careful, this world starts requiring some more technical input so you don't go flying off of a bridge. You know, I've been going on and on about the worlds and the gameplay of this game, but I want to take a moment to appreciate the music. I, for one, think the music is pretty great, but I've seen a lot of comments that seem to disagree with me. Many of the comments that I saw online were along the lines of, "This song's not as good as the original. Why did they replace the original song?" Or even, "Why did they reuse song B instead of song A?" Curious as to why they didn't just reuse music from the original Banana Blitz, I did a bit of snooping around of my own. Turns out the culprit is licensing issues. I don't know how video game politics work. I'm not gonna pretend I know how video game politics work, but dang, it really does be messing with some people's experiences. So because of that, they reused a lot of songs from older games in the series. For example, the music for this volcano area is actually the space theme from Super Monkey Ball 1. I feel the deep wub-wubs of the song suit a volcano area very well. Other stages got new songs entirely, like this octopus boss at the end of Pirate's Ocean. I like the song, but it sounds a bit, well... Hope you guys are ready for this one, cause this is one of the tougher bosses in the game. His tentacles make it difficult to maneuver, and sometimes when you're trying to avoid him, you accidentally roll off the stage. And sometimes he can drag you off the stage when you're trying to hit his weak point. But with heart racing, palms sweaty, and enough fallouts to fill the gap between Fallout 4 and Fallout 76, I finally beat him. Revenge is a dish best served with calamari. This smoothly takes us to World 6, Cobalt Caverns, where, oh gosh, oh heck, not this level! Stage 3 is a level that made me take a long break from this game, because it throws you an absurd difficulty spike! This curvy I-beam had me stuck for a long time. In fact, I fell off the map and continued so many times that I started cursing me out. Hey, I'm not the one that got my banana stolen! Jumping over the gap didn't work, and then every time I tried to play it normally, I kept messing up. I worry at this point I may look like one of those guys in those crappy mobile game ads you see on Facebook where it's like, only 2% of people can beat this game, or if you beat level 5, you can legally be skilled. Even though the solution is blatantly obvious and the guy is clearly messing up on purpose. But no, this game genuinely is difficult. This game requires such advanced technical precision that people who have mastered this game should consider being brain surgeons. It doesn't help that you're not able to control the camera with the right stick. You have to move your monkey ball just to move the camera. You know what? Now would be a good time to take a break from the main game and talk about the minigames. While the original Banana Blitz had 50 minigames, this one only features the top 10 fan favorite minigames. I'd rather have 10 well-tuned minigames than 50 mediocre ones. The first minigame is Seesaw Monkey. Hard difficulty? Of course! Your goal for this minigame is to land in the center of the bullseye at the bottom of the stage. You move your monkey ball by kicking it around with the platforms, and on the way down you can collect bananas to add to your score. Don't worry about falling off the level, there isn't a time or a score penalty, but you do have a time limit, so don't dawdle. I'd say I did pretty well for our first try. The next minigame is Space Invaders. Nah, it's actually Space Monkey Attack, but it does play a lot like Space Invaders. You gotta shoot alien ships and not get hit yourself. Wait, now I think about it, that's actually a lot of old school arcade space games. You can also dual barrel roll to protect yourself from incoming attacks and ships. And that's it, that's all you need to know about this game. The next minigame is slingshot, and oh good lord, these controls are way too sensitive! How am I supposed to know where I'm aiming? Does the game expect me to trial and error until something works? This isn't fun, this is nonsense! Monkey in the water.
Hurry up! Nice.
How'd I hit that UFO? Okay, I'll admit, the pure nonsense was a little fun, but in terms of an actual competitive minigame, that was absolutely ludicrous. The next game is called Dangerous Route. It's basically a top-down racer, but with terrible steering. If you're going a smidge too fast around the corners, you will careen off the track and have to restart the stage. Normally I would try because I love racing games, but I'm really not feeling it for this minigame. The next minigame is Hurdle Race. Before every mode in the game, you are given this screen that tells you the controls for the game. For this one, it seems you have to press the R1 or L1 buttons, so this doesn't seem too hard.
Ready? Go!
Hold up, what? So it turns out I actually have to alternate pressing R1 and L1. I wish it had specified that before. This minigame is also not very fun because it gives you zero room to make any mistakes. If you make a mistake, you've lost. Look at this, I did so poorly I didn't even get a flower! Next up we have Hammer Throw. I'm not going to talk as much for this one, I'm going to show you some footage and let you laugh at me making a fool of myself.
Ready? Go! Ready? Go!
Did so poorly I actually decided to try it a second time. After rewatching my footage, I found out that the best time to throw the hammer is right when the whoosh sound starts. Check this out. Hey, I definitely did much better than the first time, and this one is also a lot better than some of the other minigames. Ooh, so close. Next on the list is Hovercraft Race. Bad news guys, I found the ice physics. What you gotta do is go around the course and collect flags.
Ready? Go!
Okay, what? Who would have thought that bouncing off snow would create a boing sound? The hovercraft is a little difficult to control, but I'm getting the hang of it. By the end of this game, I pretty much mastered hovercraft driving. Well, that took a bit longer than the other minigames, but hey, that's actually pretty nice. Next we have another snow minigame, Monkey Snowboard. Thankfully this one does not have ice physics. It's a snowboard racing minigame, and I'm off to a shaky start. Oh geez, I'm gonna be so far behind the competition at this rate. And off I go! Well, that was just unfair. Hey, I'm actually managing to catch up to the pack, and now's my chance to pass one of them! Bruh, are you for real? But you know, unlike, say, the hurdle race, if you make mistakes here, you have ample time to make up for them. Hey, I went from way behind in 4th place to 2nd place. Not too bad. The 9th minigame is an absolute classic, Monkey Target. How it works is you get shot out of a cannon, and at the altitude of your desire, you open up your monkey ball and use it as wings to glide down towards the target. On the way down, you can collect lots of bananas to add to your final score. After 3 attempts, your landing scores are added together along with the bananas, and you get your final score. The last minigame is Whack-A-Mole. That's literally it, there's nothing else to explain, it's literally just Whack-A-Mole. Well, since I've covered all the minigames, it's time to get back to the main game. Alright, let's see if I can get past this curvy I-beam.
Yes, I've done it!
Now for the last section. Very carefully. I'm not even gonna bother with the bananas.
Go! Yes, I passed it!
Like my threads? Pretty sweet, right? Most of the monkeys have a Halloween costume that you can use. In the case of Ai, he dresses up as a pirate!
Yar har, fiddle-dee-dee, being a pirate is a red to me!
I wonder what else Kobold Caverns has in store for me. A long snaky road? Looks fun. Oops, and there I go. Okay, trying again.
Hurry up! 10!
Hurry up! Hurry up what? How'd the time get so low? Come on, the goal's right there. I can make it. I can totally make it. Ah!
3, 2, 1, fall out!
Okay, can we have an instant replay of that? don't know, I just think that's funny. It's counting down to my death. This time I'm ready for it.
5, 4, go!
Aha! There we go. Wow, this boss is curvier than that curvy I-beam I was stuck on earlier. Remember earlier when I was talking about songs and the soundtrack being changed? Well, this is one of the few songs that was preserved from the original Banana Blitz. I mean, it's not the exact same, it's been remixed, it's got different instrumentation, but the melodies and beats are all there. I guess you could say, this boss rocks. The 7th world is Volcanic Pools, where I have temporarily switched over to Baby Monkey just for the heck of it. Baby is a speedy monkey, and he's also good at getting into small spaces that other monkeys can't get into. Also, he sounds a little bit like Ruby from Love Live. Of course, I am extremely stubborn, so I switched back to II after that. I-beams don't scare me! Watch me conquer this menacing downward spiral! And that's how it's done. Haha, monkey go zoom. I'm not sure how this boss works. I mean, I'm just running around in circles and then it falls apart. Does it get dizzy from me dashing around in circles? Easy peasy lemon squeezy. And now we've reached the 8th world, Space Case. If you manage to make it here, you already have all the skills you need. But be ready to whip out some of that technical precision I was talking about earlier. Watch out for the bumpers, or else you'll die. Don't hit the dash panels, don't hit the dash panels, don't hit the dash panels! I-beams again? No problem. Ah, never mind. Don't hit the balls, they hurt. This time you gotta hit the balls. And there he is. The weak spot is the butt. Well, gang, we finally made it. The final boss of the game. Ooh, this is gonna be a tough one. It'll take all of my balancing knowledge. Let's go.
Ready? Go!
This is gonna be a fun boss, I can already tell. Every motion he makes has the potential to fling you off the stage. And in the second half of the fight, his attacks make the ground do the wave. You know what? I think it's time for an obligatory montage. Let's do it! What a tough boss, but I overcame him, and with that I finished the main game. Or have I? At the end of the credits I met with this message: I've unlocked World 9 as Sonic the Hedgehog! What challenges await us now? Let's find out! Oh geez, I'm Pete's! Oh phew, that was a close one. Yep, it's hard, but I'll be sure to come back to it. Now I will swiftly transition into closing comments. Super Monkey Ball Banana Blitz HD is an innocent looking game that contains a surprising challenge. Stages will often add new features that will stump you if you don't know what to do. The stages themselves are impressively varied and it never feels like you're doing the same kind of stage over and over again. Well, unless you're stuck on a single stage. But even if you are stuck on a stage, the challenge never feels overwhelming. The stages are short, so it doesn't feel like you're trying to overcome a daunting 4-minute long course. And since a good portion of the stages take no more than 40 seconds, you can quickly refine your skill, get better with each run, and before you know it, you've beaten the level. And when you do conquer a level that had you stumped, you get this incredibly satisfying feeling like you've overcome a great challenge. And since the game is made to be a challenge, I really can't bash how frustrating the difficulty spikes are too hard. The only thing really holding this game back is some of the minigames. While some of the minigames are really fun, others just don't work too well here. I imagine they worked better with the Wii remotes. All things considered, what does the Enjoy-O-Meter have to say about this game? Though the difficulty spikes can be frustrating, that frustration is cancelled out by the satisfaction of victory, and the variety of exciting levels will make you want to keep on playing. Some of the minigames are fun, but not all of them. Overall, this game has earned a score of 44 out of 50. But you know, for as fun as this game has been, there is still one question I must ask. Why did they decide to remake Banana Blitz instead of one of the older ones like Super Monkey Ball 2? I mean, from what I've heard, Banana Blitz was one of people's least favorite games in the series. I'm guessing because the motion controls. So what gives? This game was made for the PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Nintendo Switch, and PC in the span of 6 months, and not a very large budget either. I guess they figured Wii assets would be easier to port to modern systems, but I really don't know how all this works. But hey, I guess that would explain why they reused a lot of music too. So considering the game's fun and it works, I really can't be mad at anything. And thank you very much for watching this video. If you like what you see, be sure to subscribe to my channel and follow me on Twitter for updates. Until next time, have fun. Thank you again for watching this video, and I'm so sorry it took so long for this to come up. This video went into production hell the minute I started working on it. Work had started back up, and then soon after that, school started back up too, so that severely cut down the time I had to work on this. On top of that, Adobe Premiere kept crashing if I left it idle in the background too long, or sometimes it would crash if I had it and Discord running, and Discord would crash, which would make Premiere crash too. And sometimes my computer would just freeze, so I had to start saving after I did anything. And wouldn't you know it, the crashes started happening when I started to forget to save. But the good news is I already have topics picked out for at least the next 10 videos, so I hope you look forward to what's coming.